first off, there's a lot of places we could start with it. I just had a pretty crazy night in Nashville. What's the secret? How do you do this consistently? And
get used to it. Get an IV, man. I've been here. I've been coming out of this town for. I've been writing and playing this town 15 years, and I don't think I'm used to it yet. Yeah, it's a party town.
So what's like kind of your week look like? Can you take me through that a little bit?
Yeah. So if I'm in town on Mondays, I'm usually playing an acoustic show at Chiefs.
Okay.
And Tuesdays and Wednesdays are my writing and session days where I'm either writing, like I just got done writing, or I'm in the studio recording. And then I try not to write on my show days. So Thursdays and Fridays and Saturdays when I'm in town, we play at Chiefs. We have a residency at Chiefs, so it's that's like our home. That's the only place we play at. So, and then Thursday, Friday, Saturday I play, and then Sunday I'm usually resting. I like to grill.
Okay.
Grilling is my other hobby.
That's something you kind of do just to like decompress after a very busy week.
It's a different hobby. I just turned 30, but I love to just like fire up the grill. I love fire. I love being by any type of fire, but I'm learning how to grill a little bit, and I just get stoned and make up shit. So it's pretty good, and it comes out pretty good.
Sounds like a good recipe there. I kind of want to go back a little bit. You were on 2016 X Factor, right?
Yeah, good guy.
Okay, so can you kind of talk about that? What that was like, and that was early in your career? Or was that like your first real thing?
Yeah. So I that was the first anything I've ever done with music.
Okay.
I didn't even want to be a musician. I never planned on being a musician.
How the hell did you end up?
I have no idea. So my goal in life was to be like I'll be honest with you, I want to be like a preacher or like somebody to help kids. I want to help kids. I knew that I wanted to be like a mentor.
Mm-hmm.
I was in high school. I was in 9th grade, a freshman, and the choir teacher, Mr. Glass, saw something in me. I never tried out for choir, never even did choir throughout the whole entire. But I was a class clown, so I tried out for this. It was called, I'm from South Haven, Mississippi, so it's called South Haven Idol.
Okay.
I tried out for this thing, and I did Billy Currington, and it was just to be a class clown. I was just fucking around.
Yeah.
I ended up winning the whole fucking thing, bro.
That's crazy.
I ended up coming first place in the whole like talent show, and I literally there was nothing to it. I thought it was over with, And then I woke up one morning, I brushed my teeth. It's like 6:30, get ready to go to school. My mom was like, "The X Factor is coming to the States. Do you want to be on it?" And I'm like, "What? What the fuck is the X?"
You had no idea.
No idea, and so she just got like, "Sure, yeah, whatever." And we went there. My buddies threw me a huge party before I left to go try out.
Not a private.
Yeah. My first tryout, nobody knows this. They don't show this on TV, but my first tryout was in Franklin, Tennessee.
Okay.
In a booth where they get on the screen and they come up and ask you for your name.
Yeah.
That's when I first tried out.
That's kind of when they weed people out.
Yeah. And my friends threw me a party before I left to Franklin. I got in about 3 a.m. My mom woke me up at 5. We got to Franklin about 7:30. I got all the sleep I could get in. And I really thought, I never even thought I could ever sing. That just wasn't a thing. I didn't plan on doing it. And I just went in there and did Billy Currington. Must be doing something right again. Yeah. And that was the end of that. I really thought, okay, we go back home. Like 3 weeks later, I get home from school. I'm walking upstairs to our apartment that we stayed in. I thought it was a prank phone call. They're like, "You made it to X Factor," and they was like,
"You're like, oh shit."
Like, are y'all for real? Like, why? Are y'all I didn't really want to do it. And we had to go to Chicago and do all that, and it was fun. And the music cut off first. I guess they still got that up. I wish they would erase all those videos, but yeah, the music cut off, and people thought that was planned. Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, I was just hungover enough that I could just keep singing. And I was like, look, I'm always in Chicago now, so let's just keep going. And that's what really got me to the top. That was a fun experience.
So you do the X Factor, and then were you like, okay, music's like a career? When did you know music was a career, like going to be a career?
I did the X Factor. That was stressful. Yeah. Because you're getting thrown into something where you have no idea where to start. Yeah. And that was just, but that taught me a lot about different music. Taught me a lot about different genres and different people to open up a little more. But when I got with the X Factor, that was so stressful, man. We were in New York, we were in LA. It was just, You're getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning. You know, you're doing singing lessons.
Yeah.
I really didn't like it. I got home and I literally took like almost a year from not doing anything music. But I was like such the hometown like guy that, you know, I ended up like playing acoustic shows every now and then I did a St. Jude show. I was laying in bed and my buddy dad called me. He was like, hey, we're up here at South Haven Pizza, which was called Lost Piece at the time. And the owner's son was doing an acoustic show and raising money for St. Jude kids. And he's like, hey, get up and just come up here and see, you know, play the guitar. And I probably had picked up a guitar in 4 or 5 months. I went up there and I ended up like raising a lot of money. And then I was like, okay, this is probably what I should probably do.
So was that a turning point? Like, was that a point in your career where you realized that you actually could do something with music for a career?
Yeah, I think the turning point really when I really made the decision, I even opened up for Jamie Johnson, my first big act in my
That's what we were talking about.
Yeah, that was the first big act I've ever opened up for him. And that was another thing that was just, and at that time, I was like my own manager. So I was just sending emails and just fucking around, you know. But
that's what I'm doing. Just DM. It's a DM and a dream, right?
Yeah, DM and a dream. Hey, that's a song. And they let me do that, and I got on the bus with Jamie Johnson, and I still tell this story to this day. We were on that bus, can't believe, you know, he let me on the bus, but I talked to him for like 45 minutes. It's 2 bulldogs, and this is back when Jamie was Jamie Johnson. He's a
color.
legend.
One of the greatest country songs of all time.
Yeah, and I'll never forget his 2 bulldogs was sitting there, and we're sitting there talking. He's got this box full of just joints, you know. Yeah. And at this, I didn't smoke at this time. But he got this box full of joints, and he's just sitting there fucking smoking and drinking his screwdrivers, and, you know, just telling me stories. Him and Hank, his slide player Hank. Yeah. Hank is fucking crazy, but Hank is sober at this time. Yeah. But Jamie is still, you know, Jamie Johnson before he goes to rehab. But he just, and this is my first time, I think, probably catching the contact high. Because he just sat there smoking like it was cigarettes and would just pick up another one and just like, you know, tell me, you know, down stories, you know. And that was the coolest thing. And I think that was really the point of like, holy shit, you know, you can really do this. Yeah. Then what really made me fucking do it was I worked my buddy Jamie Russian, who's my best friend who passed away.
Sorry about that.
Yeah. His family owns a Russian plumbing, and I worked for them a little bit doing construction. And I think, I had an acoustic show to do that night in my hometown, but my buddy wanted me to come help him with a job, and he had me out there fucking on this thing, fucking doing something, and it was just vibrating me, and I found I was like, fuck this. I was like, I can make more money sitting on a bar stool, and that really finally started. Like, I finally really started digging into like guitar and like teaching myself how to play guitar, you know, different melodies and different notes. You know?
Yeah, because you travel around. You were in Vegas a lot. Did you do a lot of shows?
Yeah.
So how'd that kind of take off? Well, but you don't think of Vegas as a country town. I've never been there, but
when I first heard about it, I was shocked too. Because when I first started going to Vegas, there's a Losers in Vegas.
Okay.
And Losers
that's
out
big
here.
Yeah, that's where I. So
Steve Ford owns Losers, Winners, Doghouse Saloon. Different things, and I got with them. I used to play at the MGM. Yeah. And then he built Losers in Belize.
No way.
Yeah, dude.
It's such a random.
I did the same thing. I said the same exact thing. When he said, "Hey, you're going to Belize," I never knew where Belize was.
You're right.
Never knew, but it was. We used to go there a lot, man. And he used to send us there for about a year, for like every 2 months. Most beautiful place. And then that didn't work out, so Doghouse Saloon opened in Resorts World. Yeah. And we started going there, and I love Doghouse Saloon and Resorts World. So yeah, we started doing that. But now we're about to start playing in San Diego. Okay. We're not going to do the Vegas thing anymore. San Diego is going to be like our new. It's just something different, you know. Vegas lasted, and it was fun while it lasted. But on to the next. Yeah.
So how do you think, like, one kind of nowadays with social media, right? I feel like a lot of artists, they can cover a song on, you know, TikTok or Instagram or whatever, and they can blow up overnight. They can't very much. And then there's other people that have a whole career where you have to play bar, like how's your kind of career? Where do you kind of see it going, and how do you think you grow your music and fan base?
Man, I'm a different artist. I'm a totally different breed from any other artist here in Nashville. I've learned that over the years. There's not many like me. I'm not that artist that put out a song every 3 to 6 weeks.
You put one out in like July was last time.
Right? Yeah. So for me to put out a song, I have to feel it. Yeah. It's not about. It's more meaningful for me. Yeah. And it's not just me putting out music because music needs to be put out. That's not how I do it. Yeah. And if it works for you, it works for you. You know, I like a lot of buddies who does it, but everybody that knows me knows that I'm all about grind. I'm all about like working for what you have.
No, I respect that.
Yeah, I'm all about like TikTok is cool, you know, if you blow up off of it, but I'm all about like you paying your fucking dues.
Yeah. Dude, we're in a freaking park on a $20 mic, bro.
Yeah.
That's just paying the dues,
that's
bro.
You know, that's me coming from like when I first moved to town, man, I was doing 7 shows in 4 days.
That's insane.
Yeah. And there's people that come to town now, or people who do shows, or people who get famous off TikTok and go do a show, and then they say, "Oh, my voice is out because I just done 35 minutes." Motherfucker, I did 4 hours. 4 hours. Think about this now. This is what like makes me kind of like, what the fuck is going on with this now? Like it's just
priorities.
It's not. It's starting to be more like we're gonna get this artist. He blew up. He got 3 million followers. We're going to put him on stage. He's never played a bar before. Yeah. He's never fucking played in front of a crowd before. Yeah. We're just going to take him, rehearse him, make him this product, put him on stage, and then he sings a 35-minute set and complains about his fucking vocals, or she complains about her vocals. But I'm sitting right here and saying, motherfucker, I do 4 hours a day. Yeah. Still do studio, still write songs, and like I never complain about my
life. That's what we were doing last night. I was like, we were out and I saw Kyle Elliott, and I was like, who is that? And then we listened, and I was like, dude, where the hell's this guy been? And I was like, after I went up and I was like, hey, you want to come on? He's like, yeah. So it's like some of the best music I heard in one night ever.
Oh man,
down here.
Yeah, it's just these people down on Broadway, they work their ass off. You know, they know what it's like to get up and grind they know what it's like to sing in front of the bar stews and the bartender. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They know that feeling. And I know what it's like to sing in front of bar stews and in front of the bartenders. And I also know what it's like to sing in front of 30,000 people. You know, I love best of both. I love being at a dive bar, but I also love being on the road with Trace Atkins and Craig Morgan and all that.
Yeah, so how do you read a crowd when you're on stage? And how do you cater to the people who you are playing for, whether it's a 30,000 venue or if it's a dive bar like that?
Oh, that's another different thing about me. I don't really try to cater, and that may sound like cocky or whatever. Everybody, like if you come to my show, you won't hear any boot scooting, baby. Yeah, because you can go next door and hear that. You won't hear every Morgan Wallen song. I only know one Morgan Wallen song. If when I do these shows like this and where I do covers, I'm gonna do one Morgan Wallen song. That's the one I like to do. Yeah. You won't hear any Sweet Caroline, or even if you ask me for it, I probably most likely won't play it.
The song has to be meaningful.
It really has, man. It really has.
So if you don't mind me asking too, you were talking at the beginning about how you don't write on the same days that you perform.
No, I try not to.
And so go through your process about that and your mental state with all that.
Writing,
why you separate it.
Yeah, writing for me, it's a thing where I have to I make sure I kind of like have nothing to do. You know, it's one of those days where if I'm in the mood and you got me writing, you got me writing. Because I don't write every day. Yeah. You know, I write 2, 3, maybe 3 days out of a week. I'm not
very healthy that way.
Yeah, and there's people who write every day, and I think to me, I'm just that guy again that I can't write every day because there's nothing to. You don't have nothing to say. You've written the same thing like over and over. You got to go live a little bit. Let me live for a few days and see what happens. And that's how I do.
So do you revisit a lot of stuff you've written,
Yeah. I'm in the process of doing that now. Okay. I'm going through my catalog now and redoing some songs, but I'm still writing. And then on my show days, my wife will tell you I like the rest of my show days because if you come to any one of my shows, I'm an entertainer. I'm all over the stage. I'm pretty wild. So I like to really just
Are you
rest.
Playing next couple days then?
Yeah, we're playing Thursday before we go to Kansas City.
We have to go Thursday.
Thursday at 6:30 at Chiefs. Yeah.
Okay. Chiefs.
Then we leave out for Kansas City. So yeah.
Yeah. When was the turning
it's pretty wild out here today, guys. When I really knew that I could make money doing it, I think it was that time where I was bringing home those chicks from construction, and I would leave like an acoustic show, like, or somebody would offer me, like, I'm 17, 18 years old, and somebody would offer me $3,000 to come and play 2 hours, like, for a private party and get drunk.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's yes. Okay, and don't we play a guitar? When I learned that I can sit and like make people feel good, and they pay me, and I never, like I said, I jumped into this. I didn't know how much artists was like really getting paid. And like when you go and do it correctly and get all your royalties and become a writer and BMI or ASCAP, like now we call it mailbox money. You go out here, you make show money, you can sit at home and write songs and make that mailbox money. That's really good. That's what you want to look forward to as a writer, to sit at home or just go write songs for them.
Have you written songs for other people?
Oh yeah. I've written songs for help. There was a song that I wrote, just the name was gonna cut, but didn't even happen. I'm hoping
Randy sitting on someone's desk somewhere.
Yeah. But yeah, I've written. I got my buddy Johnny Cochran. He's released a full song that we written together. I wrote a song for my buddy Mike Parker just not too long ago, a few months ago. I hope he's gonna release. But yeah, there's some songs you write for other people, and a lot of songs out of probably all of my songs, and that's probably like, I don't know, 5,000 songs probably. Probably maybe out of maybe 200 of those songs are probably songs to give away, but a lot of those songs are personal. I write a lot of personal stuff and what I've been through. Like a lot of my songs, like if you go on my Spotify or anything, like I don't have a lot of party songs.
Yeah.
You know?
It's a lot of meaningful stuff. That's why I reached out to you. And I was like,
so a lot of those songs are like that. Dear Getting Old. That was me. Yeah. That's a true story. That was me fishing with my son one day. I just got back from Vegas. We're out back fishing. He went to chase some ducks, and I tried to get him, and I went back to my fishing pole and was like, dear God, I'm getting old. Yeah. I had a studio session the next day, but we were recording and writing something else. But I had to start writing that verse and hook. And my buddy Jeremy was in town from Hawaii, who I also write for. I write for him too. He's a great artist. My buddy Ben, like we went there and like they were just asking me what I was experiencing. This is just a part of my life where I was like, damn, I'm about to be 30.
Yeah.
And then when I turned 30, it wasn't that bad. I was like, okay, shit, I'm still good. Hopefully, I'm still all right. I'm not like dying. I'm healthy. I got a good family. I'm married. I get to travel and work for a living. And like, Dear Getting Old is one of those songs where it's like everybody experienced that. Everybody's going to experience it. Your hair getting gray, or you losing friends. Yeah. Everybody's going, and that's just life. That's one of those personal songs. Like a lot of songs are like personal and meaningful.
Yeah. So you played a lot of places around the world. Like for me, when I was driving in, I saw the Opry, and like as a country fan, I was like, that was like the coolest thing. I literally just drove by on the freeway, and I still was like, dude, that is
the cool, man. I did a private gig at the Grand Ole Opry,
and
it was the closest. This is probably like 2 months ago. It was the closest thing of me like getting to the Grand Ole Opry. But I did play at the Grand Ole Opry, but I'm not in the circle. So
I think Kyle wants up. Kyle, you want to come in for a second?
Yeah, come on, Kyle.
Yeah. So these they're down here to do is music. They want to pick your brain a little bit.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, but you got to talk about the private party a little bit there.
Yeah, the private party was it was not too long ago. My buddy is a lawyer, and my buddy Sean, he's a lawyer, and he comes to town, and he had his firm come. They celebrated something, and it was at the Grand Ole Opry, and I got a chance to go like. Because it was hard to find an artist's interest. And I was like, I can't get back in artist's interest. Like, it was like, no, you're good. And I couldn't find, so I drove all around like the Grand Ole Opry and the park and everything. I'm just looking for this like artist interest. And I finally found it. And it was like where the cones was. I'm like, I can't go down here now. I'm like, this crew ain't gonna let me. Yeah. Like this is the artist interest. There's no way. This bus is back here. Like ain't no telling who's back here. But my name was on the list, and it was cool. It was one of those parties where I played for an hour and you get paid an X amount, $4,000, which is one of those things where it's like, okay, that's good, that's fun. But that was the closest I've got to the Grand Ole Opry for right now.
Yeah, is it hard when you do like an hour show and respectfully, like you're doing a private party, a lot. You hear about artists talk about it that people just don't know, like who even huge artists are. They're like, who's this guy? And it's hard to like the crowd. I feel like sometimes not as good. Or do you see that?
That's me being that art. I don't give a shit. I'm that artist. I really am that artist, and it may sound cocky, but it may sound like I'm being an act, but it's not.
No, you have to have that. You really believe in yourself.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like if I sit on that bar stool and they hired me for a reason. Yeah. So I'm going to do what they hired me to do. Whether if hopefully somebody's feeling it. If there's one person in the crowd that's looking and feeling it, I'm okay with that. But at the same time, most of the time, I'm like, I feel good doing it. I feel great. You know, when I do it, it's therapy for me. Yeah. You know, it's my escape.
That's what you hear in your music, the love and the passion for. Where a lot of people, I feel like they just get sent, a song like, oh, that's going to be good on radio.
Yeah, see that I'm not that guy.
It's all just
I'm not. Yeah, it has to feel good to me. So.
You have anything you've been listening for?
No, I agree. Like the music's got to be art. The art's got to be for you. It's always the number one.
If you're the artist, I think it's, there's a lot. Like there's circuits downtown. I don't know if you guys know about that, but there's like you got your Tootsie circuit. Yeah. You got your Luke Bryan and Johnny Cash and Jason Aldean circuit. Then you got these different circuits, and there's so many people who quit these circuits, these artists, and go back home and move back home because the people who book them to get on these stages, they try to tell them what to sing or give them a list and how to sing it. Like, let the artist be the artist. If you keep an artist from expressing themselves, like what is the fucking point? Yeah. If you're gonna hire me to fucking play a show because you saw me play a show, let me do the show that you saw me play. That's how I really feel about it. That's how I feel about it.
So we have I do a lot of athlete interviews. It's the first time I've done artists in a little bit.
I'm on your first artist?
No, I've had a bunch of artists now.
You should have said fucking yeah, but it's cool.
Yeah. But so we always ask this question because we have a lot of young listeners, young middle school, high school athletes, and now with the music scene we have some of that. So a kid who's like 14, right? What's the best piece of advice for them that's trying to get into music?
If you're gonna get in it,
like young, 12, 13, 14.
Usually what I would say, if you're not in it, don't fucking get in it. No. If you're gonna get in it, put your feet to the pedal. Luke Bryan told me that, man. Luke Bryan told me that years ago. If you're gonna really get in this thing, make sure you really want to be in it, because it is not. It may look all glamorous when you're on stage, and it's a lot of good side to it, but it's a lot of alone time. It's a lot of on the road. If you really want to get, it's a lot of grind and grit. If you really love it, like you gotta really love it. Yeah. Don't just get in it because it looks cool, because it's the next new thing. If you get in the music business, I think that's what's missing today. Like people are not like, it's not like it used to be back in the day when they used to walk out and like these big people used to walk out and see the artist, feel the artist. Now they just look at you online, but they really don't know and you really don't know who you are as an artist. You just posting, getting your feelings out. But I think if you really get in it, you really have to want it, and you really have to put your feet all the way down to the pedal. Don't let up on it. It's gonna be hard. It's fucking tough. Lonely nights, depression, anxiety, all that. A lot of alcohol, drugs. Know when to say no. Know when to go to bed, and know when to fucking party. Yeah, true.
I was gonna say, okay, so I remember this from the article. It's a sports podcast. You coach basketball, or is it?
God, how do you know about this?
Nah, I do my research. So we got to talk a little.
Okay, yeah. Baseball.
Baseball. Yeah, baseball. You're a coach.
Okay, so I played football for about a year until I went on the X Factor. I had to quit football because I was on the road so much for the X Factor. Yeah. That I couldn't play football. I was just gone so much because we were gone. All my buddies. A lot of my buddies play baseball. Short family, they all play baseball, so it was kind of perfect. I was real cool with the coach, both with the coach, Coach Howell, Coach Red, God rest his soul, he just passed. So I was I needed a fourth class to graduate. I went to Coach Howell, hey, can I be the manager? It's yeah. And now at this time, I've already became famous because I was on the X Factor, so the shows is going. So my 4 years of college was my 4 years of high school is my college years. I always say that because they literally let me do whatever I want to do. It was, I mean, I went out to eat with the principals. I could go in the teacher lounge. I did everything. I could walk out. It was great.
Yeah.
My wife hates that too. So I ended up going to, so when I come home, I would like go to the baseball field, sometimes singing the national anthem if it was a big game or our rivals, or we'd eat the grass even sometimes. I was home and like, if I wanted to like get out of class early on my second, I'm just going to really eat the baseball field, you know. The coach ended up like catching Parkinson's, Coach Red. And so I just ended up like helping coaching because he couldn't scream.
Hey, Mike. I think that's the guy. The other guy. No, you're
He
good.
couldn't, just make sure nobody was coming up.
No.
But
that was a guy who's coming on like later. I think he was like looking at it, but it's all good.
But Coach Red, he started catching Parkinson's. He couldn't scream, so I ended up like having to learn. I never knew anything about baseball. Like before I went to baseball, I never knew anything about baseball. So I had to like learn all the signs, and I basically ended up like coaching, like help, like giving like these motivation speeches that I want to do. Yeah. And so I became a little coach, and they surprised me with I usually have it on my other necklace, but I have we won a championship, and they surprised me with a championship ring. Yeah, so that was a cool like experience. Yeah.
Okay. Well, last couple questions. I don't want to take up too much of your time. But it's just we always finish off with this one. So when your career is over down the line, how do you want to do it? Stuff.
I want to be
city near you. I gotta come.
Yeah, let me take you out one night.
Yeah, let's do it. Hell yeah, brother. I appreciate it, man.
Thank you, man.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, this is fun.